Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Ecozy Pellet Ice Maker. I've been using it in my home for about a year now. I'm going to be going over the pros, the real downsides, and whether or not it's worth purchasing for your home. Let's get into it.
So let's start with the basics and take a good look at the build and design of this ice machine. The unit itself is on the larger side for a countertop machine. It's not exactly huge, but it's definitely something to consider if your kitchen or counter space is limited. You could place this in a side room or a pantry or even out in your garage. It comes in a black finish, which I think looks clean and sleek, and the controls really are simple to operate. They're all listed directly on the front of the machine, and there's nothing confusing or overly technical about it. Inside, you'll find a removable basket. This is where your ice is going to collect, and it's really easy to access when you open up the door, but it's also nice that it's removable, so you can dump this directly into your freezer if you want to. The top is a water reservoir collection area, and you can just pour your water directly into this little door. It's really easy to do, and you can just use a pitcher to add water, but you can also remove this basket entirely and fill it at the sink if you wanted to. There is also a water collection area at the very bottom of the machine. If you take out the basket, you can pour water directly into the bottom, all the way up to the max fill line, which is printed on the plastic on the inside. All the components on the inside feel really sturdy. Even after 1 year of consistent use, they've held up well. Overall, the machine feels really solid. It doesn't look cheap in person, and it doesn't feel flimsy. Now let's talk a little bit about performance. How fast does this machine make ice, and how much do you actually get from it? From the time you turn on the machine, the first batch of pellets usually drops in about 10 to 12 minutes. It isn't instant, but it's definitely faster than a lot of similar machines that I've tried before. This is actually my third pellet ice machine maker, and this one has actually lasted the longest. Once it gets going, it produces ice at a pretty steady pace. So if you're filling a large water bottle or a big drink pitcher, you will have more than enough ice after a cycle or two. For regular daily use, iced coffee, smoothies, soft drinks, it keeps up without any issues. And I do have a household of 6 people who use this regularly. It keeps up with my family without any problems whatsoever. It's not as fast as a built-in commercial ice machine, but for a countertop unit for use at home, the speed is definitely better than average. We've never had a problem with it lagging behind, and if we're preparing for a larger party, I do like to make ice in advance by preparing it and then just storing it in my freezer. And the next thing I want to get into is the actual quality of the ice. This is probably the main reason anyone buys this machine is to get that nugget or pellet style ice. The texture of this ice is fantastic. It's really soft and chewable. It's really similar to the type of ice you get in a drive-through drink. It's great for just adding to your everyday water or flavored drinks. It's also really nice for iced coffee, or if you're a type of person who loves to chew on ice, this will be perfect for you. It's soft and crunchy. It comes out in nice, even pellets. They're not too hard and chunky. They're also not too slushy. They don't melt immediately either, but it will cool down your drink almost immediately. If pellet ice is your top priority, then this machine will definitely deliver. After trying out a few different brands of machines, this one consistently delivers really high quality pellet ice, and it doesn't require any sort of special water. You could use tap water or filtered water if you wanted to. The next thing we should discuss is noise. Noise is always a big question with these machines, and when this Ecozy is running, it does have a steady hum. It's a little bit louder than a refrigerator, but it is quieter than a blender, so you can hear it working, but it's not too disruptive. If you have an open concept living space, you'll notice a sound, but you do tend to get used to it after a while, but it won't take over the sound of the room. I do like to put mine actually in a side pantry. I've even placed mine on some shelving in my garage right outside my kitchen door, and that actually worked really well for my family. Keep in mind that you can also connect this via Bluetooth to your phone and set schedules and timers so you can set it to run during certain times of the day when you know it won't be disruptive, and you can be sure to always have nice cold ice on hand. Another really important thing to consider when you're thinking about getting an ice machine is the maintenance and cleaning. These machines do require some regular maintenance. It's not difficult, but you do need to keep on top of it to make sure that you don't get any mold buildup on the inside of the machine and that your ice stays nice and clean. The maintenance is really straightforward. You need to make sure that you clean the interior regularly, and you also need to refresh the water every day to make sure you have the best tasting ice. This machine is actually equipped with a self-clean cycle, which is really a huge help. It has removable parts that make it easy to rinse everything out, and I learned pretty early on that keeping the machine clean makes a massive difference in the taste of the ice and also the clarity of the ice. So if you're willing to wipe it down and run a clean cycle every so often, maintenance is really minimal. You can even buy these ice machine cleaner tabs and you can just drop one in. I like to do that about one time a week, empty out all the water and just give it a quick wipe down, and I've never had any issues with it. So that's a pretty good general overview of the ice machine. You can get the app and connect it via Bluetooth, and it's a really simple process. It just takes a couple of minutes, and it's a nice way to set schedules. So once you have it set, you never need to really touch it again other than to clean it and refill it with water. And I do like that it does keep the ice pretty nice and cold throughout the day. So if you can't get it into the freezer or if you're not going to use it right away, the ice will stay inside the basket for quite a long time. So now that we've given a general overview of the machine, let's go over the pros and cons, starting with the pros. The first thing I want to mention is that this machine does a really excellent job at doing what it's supposed to do, which is making true, chewable, soft pellet ice. It does this really well and it does it reliably. You will get a large output of ice. It could definitely keep up with even a large family. If you're keeping the machine clean and refilling it with fresh water every day, you will have no complaints about the quality of the ice. The ice machine itself looks clean and modern. I like how it incorporates into any sort of decor. And it's faster than a lot of machines and it has a really nice price point. It's easy to clean and the self-clean button on the front of the machine works well. It's great for iced coffee and all sorts of drinks. The cons, it's a little bit large. It's not a small appliance, so you do have to have space for this, but it's not out of line for typical machines of this style and capacity. So you do need to refill the water often. This one is not piped into the back, so just keep in mind that you need to occasionally fill it up with water. I do this once or twice a day, depending on how much ice I'm using, and there is a noticeable hum when it runs. If your kitchen gets warm, you'll also notice that your ice on the inside may melt a little bit quicker than normal. You also need to make sure that when you're filling that top reservoir with water that you give it an extra push in, otherwise the door won't close completely and your ice will melt. Overall, I would say the pros definitely outweigh the cons for me, but these are things that you should know before you buy it. So who is this machine for? It's for anyone who loves soft, chewable pellet ice. It's great for adding into any type of drink. It's also wonderful for people who are hosting. It comes in really handy during parties. Or if you have an unreliable ice maker in your refrigerator freezer, this is a really great alternative. Thanks for watching, and I hope this review helped you decide whether or not this machine makes sense for your home. If you want more real-world reviews and honest comparisons, feel free to check out my other videos as well.